If you're a fan, you've probably heard of Marvel Previews. It's a catalog that basically says what Marvel is going to be publishing in a few months. But while it's kind of fun for fans and customers to read these catalogs and get excited about new titles, for retailers, Marvel Previews serves a much more important purpose. It's that one connection that most retailers have to the company that tells them what they should order and what they shouldn't. But it fails spectacularly at that job. Hey everybody, this is Perch. I've talked about solicitations before and how poorly they're written. Now, this, and from talking at Marvel, I can confirm that they view it this way inside the company. It's an afterthought. It's basically something that gets done very quickly, and usually when the person, I picture the person who's writing some of the solicitations has had a few glasses of wine, feeling maybe a little wacky, just trying to get through their homework. That's how it reads and that's how it's come across, because it's like they take the least possible amount of effort to put this stuff together. The problem is, if you're a comic book shop retailer, you rely on Marvel Previews in order to tell you what to order. That's the thing where you're looking very closely at the creative team, which is why it's so irritating that so many comics are listed as TBD for the creative team. That's a tough creative team to sell. And the actual content of the issue is a complete and absolute afterthought. Case in point, X-Men number 12, June 2020 Marvel Preview Catalog. How does Marvel decide to market X-Men number 12? With this simple statement: a lead-in to the biggest X story of the summer. Okay. Is that supposed to get retailers excited? Well, I suppose if they think that X-Men is selling well and that the big X-Men event story of the summer is going to matter. We're not sure what that is. If you go online, you can see it's this X of Swords, Sword of X. You see that there's something you're kind of seeing. You see a bunch of the mutants with swords. But does this really say much? Does this help? Can you order books off this? Are you willing to take a $500 to $1,000 commitment on this issue based off of a lead into the biggest X story of the summer? Now, it doesn't get much better than that. If you look at Empire, Storm Ranger number 2, this is the small limited series, 3-issue series, basically about Miss Marvel's space costume that she doesn't wear anymore, has her own mini-series. And this issue bills itself as Storm Ranger finds herself trapped on a space pirate ship with an unlikely ally, the Guardian of the Galaxy known as Gamora. Can Storm Ranger work with someone else long enough to stage a daring jailbreak, or will she leave this ship with a lethal new nemesis? Okay, we basically are banking on the fact that Gamora is going to help sell this title. And so a retailer will look at this and go, I know I have some Guardians of the Galaxy fans. That movie was out a few years ago. People know Gamora. Maybe I'll order more of this. That's what they're trying to get you to think, but it's just not enough. Strike Force number 10 bills itself as aliens are invading Earth, and after taking care of the exiled Verati, this team is more than prepared to oust unwanted visitors, but their enemy is no delicate flower, and for Wiccan, the stakes are higher than anyone can guess. This is the single issue you will wish you'd read. So beat the regret and get on the Strike Force train before it's too late. I love how in this solicitation, which is really just one big sentence, about two, they're already assuming you're not reading it. This is a single issue you'll wish you'd read. Why are you selling it that way? That's a weird way to sell your comic. Empire number 4, which is arguably their big event of the spring, it's weird just saying it that way, tensions mount as the action heats up. As the attack on Wakanda intensifies, the heroes find themselves under attack from their enemies and their allies. In a war where nobody can be fully trusted, betrayal cuts deep as the alien invasion claims its first casualty. In this issue, the shock ending you never expected. You'll want to frame it for your wall, true believer. Frame what? A death? A shock ending? You want to tear out the last page of the book and frame it on your wall? Is that what are we doing here? I'm being a little hard on this stuff, but it's because your finances of your shop depends on this stuff. When New Mutants number 12 is billed as the human world never seems to tire of lashing out at Krakoa, the New Mutants have their ways of striking back. Okay, cool. What are you supposed to do here? Iron Man 2020 number 6, the last issue of the Iron Man, the pre-winter 2020 event, that's billed as throw out the rest of your stupid, worthless flesh bag calendars. 2020 is over, man. The moment Arno Stark has been preparing for is here. The end of all human and artificial life as we know it. All this time you thought he was just some egomaniacal jerk. Well, who's laughing now? Well, no one really. We're all about to die. I mean, does this sell comics? Does this help a retailer go, aha, this is why I should order this? I should order it because we're all going to die? Well, that seems kind of morbid given the whole virus situation. What are you talking about? Doctor Strange number 7. Are you Doctor Strange's biggest fan? Would you jump at the chance to join the Sorcerer Supreme on an epic magical adventure no matter the danger? Those are the questions that Kermit, Stephen's office assistant and number 1 Strange fan, will have to answer as he gets swept into Doctor Strange's latest mystical maelstrom. Finally, Captain America 23. All Die Young continues. A restoration, a resurrection, a bit of redemption, and the return of Cap's number 1 foe. Okay, weirdly enough, Ta-Nehisi Coates' Captain America gives us probably the best help of all these comics I've read to you in terms of what a retailer should expect. Now, retailers are having to guess a little bit. It would be better help if the retailers were just told, the Red Skull is in this one, buy this one, the Red Skull is coming back to life, it's the Red Skull, it's going to be worth money, people are going to want it. Like, write that. I mean, I get that you got to be cute because this is going to fans and customers as well as retailers, and that's part of the problem. Retailers are not looking at this as fanboys. They're looking at this in terms of business survival. Yet these things are written for, buddies on Twitter, not actual customers, and certainly not the retailers. That's the problem. And unfortunately, it comes across like an old Stefan bit from Saturday Night Live. Like, if you want fun, listen to this. Marvel's hottest news comic this May is America Chavez. This sassy LGBTQ icon is back, and this time, she's gone crazy. This comic has everything. Lesbians, star punching, playing with Hitler, abuela luchador grannies. You won't believe it. Raised by her mothers in the utopian parallel, a reality that is out of time and in the presence of a being known as the demiurge, after our space Latinos' mighty mothers sacrificed themselves to seal the black holes resulting in their particles being smeared across the multiverse itself, she sashayed her way to Earth and our hearts, attending Sotomayor University as a student, fighting with Randy Boy Loki and the Young Avengers, and in a future alternate reality, she takes on the identity of Captain America. You go, girl! I mean, why not just go that way? Just do it. Just go ahead and go full Stefan, because for all intents and purposes, that's what you're selling. Now, I know I've horrified most of you with that impersonation, and it hurt. It hurt to do that. But I want to impress upon everybody, this isn't just me bashing on Marvel. It's me saying that the Marvel previews and DC previews, these solicitation catalogs, they're intended to sell comics. But somewhere along the way, people forgot that. And instead, they started marketing to a subset of fans, not even their core fans, to be kind of cute with some art and some preview text that really doesn't sell the comic. And on top of that, the retailers who are trying to use this as a tool to actually know what to order basically left with little more than sticking their finger up in the air and trying to tell which way the wind is blowing. And if you're looking for a healthy comic industry, you've got to give them more information. If we don't know what to order, we're not going to order it. Or we'll order down, or we're just guessing. We're going to either lose money or we're not going to order things we should. This is not how you manage our business. Imagine if Procter & Gamble, who makes soap, would put out a catalog for Walmart and Target that said, there's some soap. It will have a scent you won't believe. Buy it. That doesn't work. You have to give people who are buying your product and trying to resell it more information than that. It's a ridiculous practice, and it gets worse with year after year. And this is an area where I've made comments on Twitter. For whatever reason, those are the tweets that Tom Brevoort or others will come in and just get pissed off about. They don't like being insulted over this. And I guess I am being insulting in that they suck. But more than anything, I'm advising they have to get better. This is something that you are not doing enough job. You're not doing the job. And you can say, well, it's just your opinion, man. No, it's the opinion of like every retailer. Go talk to any comic shop retailer. They will tell you the same thing. These preview catalogs, these solicitations that are offered are a joke. I absolutely refuse to believe that people are sitting there carefully structuring these catalogs in this text. This feels like an intern job, an intern who's drunk. You can do better. You need to do better, and comics needs that. Anyway, that's my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Do you, as a fan, read these? Are you a retailer? What do you think about all this? Again, I'm not making a comment about any creator. Every creator has their own fan base. Every story has an audience somewhere, in many cases. This isn't about content. This isn't about some weird social justice thing. Nothing. This is about selling comics. You've got to give the people selling your comics tools to sell. And please, just you can't with the, well, other people like it just fine. No, they don't. They do not like it just fine. Nobody likes this. Everybody thinks it's a crap job. Please do better. Anyway, like, subscribe if you feel like it. Let me know your thoughts below if you think it's all crazy, what you think of my terrible Stefan impersonation. Follow me on Twitter at Comic Perch, and thanks for listening.